Okay, the last one for the Empire roster. It's a big roster. Artillery and war machines. The fun part, I think. Look at that. Cracking manacles, getting ready. Mortars, anti-infantry. Very good for firing over the lines. Thing a lot of people don't realise is, well, the cannons have to fire in a line. They put them behind their own lines. It has a chance to shoot through. Mortars, they fire over. You all know how mortars work. They're good against walls and gates. They cannot run. They are slow. All artillery is slow. You should know this. You find a position, you try and keep them there. You don't want to be moving them around. Because the time they are moving, they are not spending shooting. They can only spend so much time shooting. And they are quite expensive. 2,000. Expensive. Mortars. Anti-infantry. Little bit of armor piercing damage. A lot of explosive. You want to aim these at the infantry basically. Expensive ones first. Not too expensive. Great cannons. Very good at singling out your big units. Minotaurs, giants, that kind of stuff. They are armor piercing as well. So those gorbals that everyone keeps pestering you with, aim a great cannon that way. Anti-large, armor piercing, and pretty fucking good range. You're talking 280 damage, armor piercing, and I don't have the anti-large on there. Anyway, still pretty good. Then of course you've got the DLC variant, the Hammer of the Witches, which does magical damage to your missiles, and the bonus is larger there, versus plus 100. Very good unit at taking out those pesky Minotaurs that keep charging into your cavalry and wiping them out. Hellstorm Rocket Battery, this is the fun one. This is the one that looks amazing. It shoots the rockets over, you've probably seen it in some of the videos. It's very poor accuracy, but firing in a blob does high damage to infantry that are blobbed up. Maybe struggling to get around a corner, and they all clump together in the way that the pathing works. Because of the big blob of them, and you're not really focused on accuracy, you just want to do damage over that area. These are very good. Especially the variant, which is the Sunmaker, which does fire damage. These are very good against vampires. They also have a buff to there. Yep, plus 283 weapon damage. It is expensive, but it can be worth it. Hellblaster Volley Gun, another very cool looking unit. Armor piercing missiles. These are very good against high value targets such as your dwarves, your arachnaroks, and the like. They have quite short range though. I say quiet. It is quite short range, so you don't get to shoot that many times. However, because of the multiple barrels, they get a few shots off before you close the gap. And if you move them into a position, obviously protecting them while you do it, they can become useful shooting on the battle lines as long as there's no cavalry. Fighting dwarves, hellblasters are quite good. Luminac of Hush, however you want to pronounce it, is a quite alright buffing unit. They have a similar war altar to Volkmar the Grim. They have a low rate of fire. They basically fire this laser beam. They have a magical aura, so they get support. Solheim's Bolt of Illumination, that's the laser bolt I was talking about, and it's armor piercing as well. These units are very good at taking out other high value units, so they're very good at taking out your arachnaroks, which have very high armor. And if we look at this, 950 armor piercing damage, 550 regular damage, and 300 explosive based damage, 700 armor piercing damage from the exploding, and that's over 10 seconds. With a range of 300, you can get a few shots off with the Luminarch, and of course they have the aura, which is everyone within range gets plus 12% magic and missile resistance. And of course they have this Locus of Hish, which reduces the power recharge for enemies. It's a very strong magical chariot, but it's very slow. Needs protecting. It's not that powerful. Well, it's not that tanky. Speaking of tanks, Steam Tank, unbreakable. Not sure who is piloting this beast, or it's AI based, or whatever's going on inside that tank, but it is unbreakable. They had some, maybe it's the bloody flagellants stuck inside it, you know, the flagellants let loose in the tank shop, causes terror. It's armoured. It has, obviously it's unbreakable, causes terror. It's good against walls. It's a fucking tank. It's got cannons in it. It's mobile. It's not the fastest. It's quick. I mean, if you compare it to a human, it's quicker than a human. It has good range. Let's look at its damage. Plus 300 armor piercing damage. These are good against your Arachnaroks. Use a Ragnarok as a base. You know, it's good against other stuff as well. You know, insane amount of armor. This thing will probably be the last thing to die if you're losing a battle. Guaranteed. And the last thing is the DLC Templehof Luminarch of Hush. It's all the same. Probably a buff to this, let's check. No, actually. It gets a little bit extra melee defense and a bit of extra leadership, but it has leadership bonus. And it has the Net of Amantok. Oh, do you remember covering this in the magic one? The Light Wizard had the spell Net of Amantok that cost 10. That's like a third of your magic from the offset. This is a bound ability, which means it doesn't cost Winds of Magic. It's just an ability that recharges over time. The Luminarch is slow at firing, but when it fires, it fucking packs a punch. If you can hold a unit in place for it to shoot, do I need to explain? You're a giant. It's charging. These things aren't strong, but you could just stop the army in place. Pick your target and just watch it die. That's insane. And that pretty much covers all the Empire. Briefly. I say briefly. We're talking about 40 minutes. Maybe an hour. But that's basically it briefly. They are the most versatile faction. One of my favourite factions. A faction I can lean on when I'm down and I need a friend, a shoulder to cry on. You know the words. Very versatile, very good at magic. They have, when you're facing an Empire player, you don't know what they're gonna bring, and that's something I find very scary about facing the Empire. You know, they can bring a very artillery-based army, making you rush to them. They can build a very cav-heavy army, meaning you're going to need a lot of anti-large. However, if you do bring loads of anti-large, and they bring loads of missile units and infantry, you're fucked, because they can do more damage to your basically halberdiers and spearmen with their crossbowmen. You know, what army have you got? They have a vast number of spells. Like I said, the Ember Wizard, that's a free flying unit. You want to bring some anti-air units, then, but they might not bring other anti-air, you know, they might not bring them. You've also got your other wizards, whatever use they may be. The Net of Amantok, it's a danger. Warrior Priest, His buffs are quite significant. The captains, it's a generic lord. You can probably expect to see these. Witch hunters are always a weird one. They don't crop up a lot, but you know, something to watch out for there. Of course, you've got the legendary lord selection as well. You've got your supporter hero, your duelist hero, your spellcast hero, another support duelist hybrid, and then your two regular ones with the mount options as well. You've got your griffin, your horses, you know, they can bring quite a lot, and not expecting what you're going to face is quite difficult. Like, if I was facing the dwarves, I know they have got no cavalry. I know I can outmaneuver them. I know they're very good at range. They basically focus on being defensive. So anything I can use, I know that. The Empire, I don't know that. They can go defensive. They can go rushy. They can rush. It's very scary. And that basically covers Empire. What we'll probably do next is I'll say vampires because I've talked about them so much. So we'll do vampires now. Toodaloo.